Hey everyone, this is Hian, and I'm going to show you how to use the dollar cost average bot. The first thing you want to do, once you log in, it should be free. You should be able to go in and set things up. You'll see this. You want to go ahead and go straight to settings. And then you want to generate your API key. I'm going to assume that you are versed in connecting your wallet to omni.apex.exchange. And then you want to click over here, connect your wallet. Once that's connected with MetaMask and whatnot, I'm not going to explain how you do that. If you need to know, then we're going to have to go backwards. So we're going to go click on API management here, and then you're going to be able to see your API key. You can click this for your Omni key, and you click that to generate your API key. Once you get those things, enter that here for your API key, and then your Omni key as the last thing, and then hit submit. Okay. Now you have a proxy, you can use that. Otherwise, we have a default proxy to use, and I'll put a link to where you can get your own proxy if you want to, and then that way you can set that as a little more secure, so that you can either use it for more requests, or you can run more requests without having it banned or whatever it is that you guys want to do. Okay. So that's just built in for later. Once that works, then you'll be able to get over here to DCA tool, and then you should be able to see this. As far as settings go, I'll have a snapshot of this as the default setting. Might have a button for you to load a default setting, but for now, you're gonna have to enter it as is. You can then select any coin that's on this list, and then you can set the leverage. It'll reset the leverage every time, just in case somehow the leverage gets reset. You can set that. The available margin will always use what's left over. So, for example, if you have, let's say, $10,000, it'll use 20% of that, so up to $2,000. And then once that gets used up, you can have $8,000 left, right? Well, it's going to use another 20% of that 8,000. So, what, like 1,500? Right, and then it was just keep using less and less and less for the available margin that's left over. Now you put the total wallet value, then it'll always use 2,000. Once you use up that 2,000, then it's going to use another 2,000, and then you can probably do 4 orders in here if it completely gets filled, kind of thing, until it uses up the whole full 100%. So this total wallet value will actually use more. Available margin will use less and less, but that kind of gives you some money to use at the end of the day if you use your account like a checking account. Okay, and then you can set the percent of the wallet that you want to use, 20%, 10%, whatever. And then you could do a long bias, short bias, or neutral. It will trade both sides. You would get a long or short position just depending on how the market goes. Okay, and then you can set up your entry price percent decimal. So this would be 1% of the price, current price, and it'll space it out by that. So if it's like the current price is 100,000, then 1% of that would be 1,000. Then it'll space it out from 100,000 to 99 to 98, 97, $96,000 spaced away from each other. The order size, this should add up to 100%. It doesn't have to. This here use 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. This adds up to 100%. So if I have a $10,000 account, I'll use $2,000 of that, and then it will spread those $2,000 evenly over these 4 orders. So the first order might be $200 for that 10%, and then the next order will be $400, I guess. Yeah, $400, and then this would be $600, and then this would be $800, and this should add up to about $2,000 total to make that 100% of this position. Okay. Now, if you use more or less, it'll use more. There's nothing to restrict you, so you could oversize, and then do what you need to do depending on your strategy. Now, this limit here is you have to set the limit for each of the orders. You have 4 of them, and it's restricted by the order size. Okay, it's gonna go by this. If you enter 5 of these, it'll use 5 of these, but it'll always you have to make sure that you guys set that up so that it knows the order type. You can set limit, market, stop limit, all caps. It's case sensitive, so make sure it's all caps if you want to use those strategies. As far as I know, I just DC and you just kind of dollar cost average, and it seems to be the one that works the best. Okay. And then when you exit, you'll then exit those positions. I only want to exit every 1% out, so it'll the current price is $10,000. It'll set an order at 101, 102, 103, 104,000 to sell my position. Okay, it'll calculate the current position and divide them out. So if you have a current position of $2,000, it'll split those positions out into 20% orders, so that you'll have 20% left over. So 20, 40, 60, 80, and I have 20% left over. You want to completely sell out or even switch positions, you can then keep adding more positions here. You can add 4 or 5, comma, 0.02, 0.02, and then you can have more orders depending how you want it. And then just set the order type for that too. Okay. Once you set that setup, you can then if you have a subscription, you'll be able to see this window here, and it'll auto run and reset these orders once a day or once every 12 hours. Okay. And once you set that to true and you save it, you'll be able to save a list of contracts where it will run over and over and over again. And if you want this force auto run, you're gonna have to click over here. You click join. Otherwise, you can just manually click long and short once a day, and it'll do the job for you. You just gotta do it yourself. If you want to automate it, then be a subscription here. Okay, and that subscription basically just runs these long and short orders. It'll clean it and place these orders. Once you click save, it'll save it here. You can then, if you want to actually manually do it, you can click load these settings. It'll load it into ETH, and then you can then do long and short, or you can modify your criteria, or you can just go ahead and press long and short, and it'll do the orders for you. Okay, and that's basically it. It's pretty simple. Not much to it, and you just kind of watch it, and this is what it's going to show you here. So I'm going to show you what it will look like once it's all set up and it runs, and I'll do a little demonstration here for you to see. Over here. Alright, so currently on Bitcoin, so you'll see that I have an order here, and let me kind of expand this out here. Alright, you see how it's spaced out 1%, 2%, 3%, and it's also going to be smart enough to not overuse your 20% wallet. So if you ask for more than it can actually have in the wallet, it won't create more. But I have a 5% 0.005. It's only going to sell 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I always stay in a long position because I am long biased right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and force auto run this, and let's watch it work. Alright, so I'm going to go click. I just clicked on it, and that force auto run forces it to kind of kick off one of these auto run functions. If it's not doing it right, or maybe something messed up or whatever, so it's going to go ahead and clean up the bottom, and then place the long orders and clean up the top, and then place the short orders accordingly. Okay. Oops. Let me go ahead and. Oh, yeah. So they just went ahead and cleaned it up, and now it's going to go ahead and place the order below it, and then it'll do the same on top. So there we go. It places those long orders. Now we can go ahead and clean the short orders, and then replace those short orders above. Okay. So depending how you normally do things, there it goes, cleaning it. I know it normally takes time to calculate each one, place the order, and sometimes you don't have. You have to calculate every single one, the distance and whatnot. It's all done for you automatically, and then it resets once a day. So the way this strategy works is kind of like a grid bot that they already have, but the difference is that it's kind of a limited range, so it always resets it once a day. So you're constantly DCAing, taking profit, constantly DCAing and taking profit, and you don't have to worry about resetting the range. You might have to set on the grid bot a range of 70,000 to 100,000, but once it passes that, you have to reset it. So as long as you're within range on the grid bot with Bybit, you're all good to go. But if you don't want to manage it, just kind of set and forget it. This bot will basically have an unlimited range. As long as you have enough money in there, or you keep depositing money, and it will keep constantly DCing down and queuing positions, and then it'll always sell in profit. So it knows where your profit line are, and it won't take profit unless it's in profit. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you then.